Good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is episode 12. It's episode 12 in the Pavilion project in the backyard of Villa Feliz, and I'm exceptionally excited about today's episode. It has to do with, well, I'm not going to tell you right now. We'll go ahead and see as we get into the beginning of today's episode, but I think you're going to find today's episode to be really enriching. Let's call it enriching. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now today's episode has nothing to do with finishing. We've done episodes in the earlier episodes of the Pavilion build, and today I'm actually doing some sanding. This is a king post right here that's going to sit on top of the tie beam. But today is not about doing any of the finishing. We talked about sanding, we talked about treating for termites, we talked about sealing. But I want you to see inside the basement here, and I actually have the fan on some of this material. This right here, this is the wall plate. These are two tie beams, and there's a wall plate right there. And these four pieces are going up this morning. As a matter of fact, quite quickly. As soon as the crew from Caribbean Construction complete putting up some scaffolding. Let's go ahead and take a look out there. But I'm really excited about getting these pieces in place, because these are the keystones to us making really good progress on the rest of this material here. And we had a lot of rain here last night, and I'm hoping, you can see we have lots of clouds up here. I'm hoping that we'll have favorable weather today. But what the guys are doing here, they're erecting the scaffolding, and the scaffolding is going to be used to stand on top and support the weight of those four pieces of wood that I just showed you on the inside. We're going to set them on top of all the posts that we have right here. And we need something so that we have some stability, because the wood is extremely heavy, and we need some support. If you had a pulley or some type of way of using a mechanical way to lift the wood, that would be good too. But since they are doing construction right across the street from us over here, we're going to leverage on some of the pieces of equipment that they got waiting to start construction over there on our site right here. So the owner, the contractor for Caribbean Construction, Romeo, he graciously offered to let us use the scaffolding here while we're doing the build of our pavilion. Now, as soon as they get all this done, we're going to go down and grab those four pieces of wood. We're going to set them one by one up in place, and we're going to secure them to the post and each other using the Samson strong tie hardware, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Now, as I promised you, I'm going to talk a little bit about the hardware that we're going to use to mount all these big, heavy pieces of wood together. And there are traditionally different ways that you can connect roofing pieces together, or pavilion, or pergola, gazebo. And normally, the traditional way is using something like a lag bolt. Lag bolt that's usually galvanized. You drill a hole, you counterset it, you go through it, and you just connect one piece of wood to the next. Or you might do something called through bolting, where you drill a hole through both pieces of wood that you're doing the connection, and you put something similar to a threaded rod, a galvanized threaded rod, and you have two washers on both sides and two nuts, and you tighten the two pieces together. But I like this innovative system by this company called Samson Strong Tie, and what they've developed is a system that's done together by hardware similar to what you see right here. What we're going to do, this is our wall plate. So we need to secure the wall plate to the 6x6 post some way. So the way we're going to do it, the 6x6 post is going to be here. What we'll do is we'll put this on this portion of our wall plate. We will use these screws, these specifically designed screws and washers. And this is more decorative than anything else, what you see right here. But this is a very strong screw that they have, and the amount of screws and the strength of these screws, the way they were engineered and designed, are going to provide enough strength that's equivalent to lag bolts or through bolt construction. So for looks, aesthetics, I think this looks great. So you just put this through here. It has a little, like a star a screw type of adapter right here, and the adapter comes inside the package. Let's see, I have the package right here, the structural wood screws right here, and it comes with, and you probably see it inside there, and you go ahead and screw these through. Now, what's nice about this design right here is this is self-tapping. You don't need to pre-drill because this end design right here is actually a drill itself. And what it does, it makes it very easy to be able to put this through without the additional step of pre-drilling your holes inside here. So we'll put 4 of these through, and it'll end up looking something similar to that with the screw head on the top. And the screw head countersinks in here. Well, you get to see more about this once we get outside. So let's go ahead and move towards the actual construction of putting all this together. I didn't think we were going to be able to do this because of the rain. We had lots of rain here earlier, but it cleared up after lunch. We got the crew over here. These are the muscle men. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and lift and try to secure some of these plates, the wall plates, and the tie beam on the top. So this looks a little bit more like a pavilion. Well, let's get started. Alright, well there you have it. So let's get a closer detailed look at the Samson strong tie plate that we have on here, so you can kind of get an idea. And it was a very quick installation, not as quick as what you saw on the time-lapse video, but it was very quick, especially when you got a bunch of strong guys helping you. So you can see it's a very nice finish. You can see here, these are what they call the washers. These are the washers. These are those screws that I was showing you that do the self-tapping. Now I have an alibi. Even though these, it's not required to use a drill to do a pre-drill. I normally do a small pre-drill just to make sure that it is straight going inside. I don't go very deep. I go about 1.5 inches, and that's all I do, just so that it's very nice and straight when we put this in, so none of these are crooked. So that's what it looks like. But as you can see, it's raining. This is kind of close to the end of the day. It's about 3:30, so I don't think we're going to be able to get either one of these tie beams in place. And I wanted to get all 4 of the pieces in, the wall plates and the tie beams today, which these are the tie beams as you see here, and these are the wall plates. So I did get both of these installed, and I got this nice T-bracket. You see the T-bracket here installed on both of them. Now there's other brackets that we're going to be putting in to even make it stronger. You see the little brackets inside here that go between the tie beam and the wall plate, and they're all over the place. They're on the inside, they're on the outside, they're underneath, so there's a lot of securing going on here. So this is going to have to wait for tomorrow. I just did the fine cutting of the end. Now even though you get a plan that will tell you what the exact length is supposed to be from here to here, if you have any kind of variation, say you have some warpage in your post, or you cut your post a little bit thicker than you would normally do, anything that's going to deviate, normally what I recommend is cut one of the ends of the tie beam. Cut one of the ends at the very beginning. Get it nice and straight, finished. Treat it. Put your sealant on there if you're doing what we're doing here with the stain, the decking stain, and then leave the other end. Don't cut the other end. Give it 1 inch or 2 extra left over. And then when you do your final measurement, after you have your posts up on both sides, do the measurement between this wall plate and this wall plate over here, just to make sure you don't cut it short. Because remember, these are expensive pieces of wood. You can always cut off pieces, but you can't add pieces of wood to it. That's my recommendation and the tip of the day. Yeah, I wish this rain would stop, but tomorrow's another day. We'll finish it up tomorrow. There's really no rush. Although I would like to get the roof on as quick as possible so I can focus on some of the finer details, some of the finish work. So that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you haven't subscribed, just click on the little MPID dream heart in bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed, and if you ring that bell, you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, from right here in the not so sunny Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.